What is up, everybody? This is your boy Is Nefarious, and I am here with another episode of Saints Row. This is going to be our fifth episode, and this is going to follow Week 7 of the Premier Madden League Season 1. We're going to dive right into it. This week we had the undefeated Bears and the EA gamer himself, someone that works closely with the game, works for EA. His name is Mole, and he is coming into town. Well, I'm going into Chicago, so I'm going into town looking to take down Goliath because he is on an absolute tear. He has Tariq Cohen, who's been a major weapon for him in this game. And nobody's been able to stop Tariq Cohen yet. So our game plan is to hopefully stop him and neutralize him and have him beat us in a different way than Tariq Cohen. Let's see if we were able to succeed in that. We'll dive right into the highlights. So as you can see there, we're in Chicago. A nice little picture of the stadium. The New Orleans Saints versus the Chicago Bears. Here comes Mo. He got the ball first. Let's see what he does. First, with a nice run by David Montgomery right up the middle. Surprised that it wasn't Tariq Cohen. It leads to actually a 3 and out, or he led to a punt at some point. Here comes the Saints trying to make something happen. On a 3rd and 4, we were unable to get a completed pass to Michael Thomas. Led to a punt, and then the Bears also were able to stop their offense once again. So both offenses not able to get anything going so far. We're about 5 minutes into the first quarter. Here comes the Saints on their second drive. We're going to make something happen. He goes on the out route, and it was picked off, but unfortunately it was out of bounds. So fortunate for the Saints that wasn't a straight-up pick. They get another shot at it. 3rd and 10, looking to make something happen. We're going to go to Michael Thomas here. Pretty much a jump ball, and Michael Thomas gets up and gets it. What a great catch by Michael Thomas. That's why he gets paid the big money. Drew Brees looking around, trying to make something happen. Looks for Bucky Hodges in the end zone, but unfortunately that one was picked off, and that one's not coming back. But we set him up in bad field position inside the 10 in their own end. Let's see if we can make them pay with it. Nice little out route there, but Marshawn Lattimore jumps that real nice. Playing really well this season. He's able to get that pick as well. Most of his picks are taken to the house. Not that one, though, but sets us up in great field position. Here comes the Saints looking to make something happen. Drew Brees dropping back, and Khalil Mack gets there. Khalil Mack's the league leader in sacks, and you can see why there. There goes Will Lutz hitting a field goal right there, giving us a 3-0 lead. So we're up at this point. Hopefully we could keep things going. And Marshawn Lattimore tries to jump another route, but this time he gets bit on it. And Taylor Gabriel just takes it to the house. What a terrible idea that was by Marshawn Lattimore to try to jump that route. It caused a touchdown, and it really set us up after going up 3-0, down 7-3. And as you saw there, we got sacked and turned the ball over. And the next drive for the Bears, a nice little slant route, RPO action from the Bears, setting them up in good field position. Tariq Cohen finally breaks free, finds some breathing room, and he takes it all the way down to the 5. Surprised he didn't take it to the house, but that's good for us. Let's see if we can make a big stop in the red zone. Unfortunately, we cannot, as David Montgomery runs it right up the middle and gives the Bears a 14-3 lead. Here comes Drew Brees looking to make something happen. And on a big 3rd down, right up the middle, wide open, Jared Cook is unable to hold it through contact. Next play, it looks like Mitch Trubisky tries to hit a little RPO, but it's read beautifully by Marcus Williams as he gets the pick and sets us up on Bears' side of the field. Here comes Drew Brees, once again sacked by Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack already has 2 sacks on the game, already causing havoc. Drew Brees in the pocket, looking to make something happen. Finds somebody deep, but unfortunately he wasn't able to get there in time, get the ball there in time. That throw power, 85 throw power, shows up there. As you see, he wasn't able to really get the guy while he was open. It gave it way too much airtime for the safety to get over and make a play. After a nice sack, Tariq Cohen finds a lot of space. He's going. He's at the 20. He's at the 15, the 10, the 5, and he's in for the score. Tariq Cohen with his first rushing TD, and it might not be the last. That's the one guy we wanted to stop, but unfortunately we made a bad play call there. Here comes Drew Brees looking to make something happen. Drew Brees tosses it up. Another terrible interception by Drew Brees. They all come on toss-ups pretty much, so we might want to watch that going forward. Here comes Mitch Trubisky looking to make something happen up the middle, and it's a fumbled by that tight end, and Crawley picks it up and takes it into Bears territory. Here we are on the Bears 33, I believe, looking to make something happen, and it's picked off by Raekwon Smith. Raekwon Smith reads that perfectly and gets a nice pick there. Here comes the Bears looking to get more points on the board, 21-3, and a nice sack by, I believe that might have been Marcus Davenport. Marcus Davenport with the sack there. And then the Bears follow it up on the Saints' next drive with a sack of their own. And here comes the Bears on a 2nd and 2. Let's see if we're able to stop them here. No, we're not. A nice go route hits Allen Robinson. Robinson's off to the races, and he's going to score easily. Allen Robinson with a great play there. Good read by the quarterback. It makes it a 28-3 game. Here comes the Saints, and once again, Drew Brees is taken down. Really getting discouraged by the offensive line play for the Saints. And another pick on a deep ball by Drew Brees. And Fuller is not even trying to run this back, and he's taken down by a face mask anyway, giving him an extra 15 yards, setting him up in great field position. Here comes Mitch Trubisky, handoff to Tariq Cohen, another big hole for him to run through, and he takes it down inside the 10 for the Chicago Bears. And it actually just leads to a field goal by Eddie Pinheiro, I believe it is. Not too sure how to pronounce that, but he hits that field goal, 31-3. Here comes Drew Brees, looking to finally get a groove to his game. A nice little completion there to Raekwon Smith. The drive leads into the red zone, and it's fumbled by Alvin Kamara up the middle, but Drew Brees jumps right over it, and he's able to hold on to it. A 4th and goal. Let's see if Drew Brees could get something in here. Maybe a nice little throw. He looks for the tight end, and he hits him a nice little quick hit to the tight end, gives him a touchdown. Jared Cook holds on to that one. Here comes Mitch Trubisky in a 31-10 game. This game's all but over. The fat lady is just about to sing. And a nice little throw there, but it's broken up last second by the defensive back there. Here comes Drew Brees. As you can see, his X Factor is activated, but his X Factor is throwing picks. Another pick by the Chicago Bears defense. It's just been a terrible, terrible game by myself and Drew Brees combined. Here comes Tariq Cohen getting around the edge, and he pulls off a big gain by taking the edge there. Unfortunately, the defense wasn't up to stopping him on that drive. Here comes David Montgomery right up the middle, and he has a big run inside the 5. David Montgomery also with a nice big run after Tariq Cohen. And here comes Tariq Cohen looking to punch it in, and he's tackled forward into the end zone. And that's going to do it for us. The final score was 38-10, as you can see there. Pretty much all Chicago Bears. It was his game. I was just there watching. I was just there for so I don't get fined, as Marshawn Lynch would say. And we'll take a look at the player of the game, and you guessed it, it's going to be Tariq Cohen. Tariq Cohen with 16 rushes, 188 yards, and 2 touchdowns in a 38-10 victory over the New Orleans Saints. Great job by Tariq Cohen. And, our game plan was try to stop him, but I don't think you're going to stop him. One bad call, and he's taking it to the house. So you kind of got to be on your A game when you go up against the Bears and Tariq Cohen. Let's dive into some team stuff now after the highlights. So we're going to dive into some positions of need, and this kind of connects with the contracts that we talked about in our last episode. So based on the contract situation and also Drew Brees' retirement, a backup QB or potential starter is in need, especially if we don't bring back Teddy Bridgewater. A deep threat wide receiver, a wide receiver two. We have Ted Ginn, who is aging. He might even retire at the end of this season. I believe he's 34 at this point. We could use another deep threat wide receiver. When I say deep threat, I know Michael Thomas kind of has that factor to him, but he doesn't really have that speed. So we might look for somebody with 92 plus speed, something like that. Michael Thomas is only at 89, so he's not really blow by your defensive back. Better have a safety back there type of speed. So we might want to look for a weapon like that. Then we need a starting left guard if we do not sign Andreas Pete. We do need a middle linebacker, a second one. Right now we got Demario Davis and we have Alex Anzalone. We could upgrade from Alex Anzalone, and also Demario Davis is an older linebacker, so we could use somebody in their prime or a little younger, just in case he can't hold up or he regresses too hard for us. And then we have a starting strong safety we could use. Chauncey Gardner Johnson is being developed at this point, but he is not ready to be that starting strong safety. Right now, we run with Von Bell, who is a 76 overall, I believe, which is not bad. And he's also up at the end of this year, so we might bring him back, and he might be the starting strong safety. But we'll take a look at all our options from week to week. So this week, we're just going to focus on the QB situation. Next week, we'll talk about the wide receivers, and then so on and so forth. So for this week, we're going to look into our draft options. So if we do not go through free agency and we strictly look at the draft, here are some draft options depending on where we land. Tua is probably least likely because he is the number one ranked quarterback, and I don't see him going out of the top three. Maybe not even out of the top two. I think he might get picked right away. But Tua, a lot to like about Tua. He's PML ready, strong arm, and a mobile guy, so he could hurt you with his legs as well. The second one we're talking about is the second-rate quarterback. He might drop into the later first round, so maybe we get him. Depends on how QB hungry other teams are. Justin Herbert. 6'6", 237 pounds, so he's got that prototype type of body for a quarterback, kind of like Joe Burrow as well. He's got a very strong arm. He's pretty good, pretty accurate. He's got good accuracy, and he's very strong in the pocket. Kind of like a Big Ben type, stuff like that. Big body, tough to take down type of deal. He's ranked number 2, so maybe he drops, maybe he doesn't. He's a possibility depending on where we land in the draft. And then Joe Burrow, like I said, prototype type of body, 6'4", 221. He's a 10th ranked quarterback, so he's more than likely, if we do draft a quarterback, to come in. He's very accurate, prototype type of quarterback, and a pro style quarterback, kind of the same thing. Pro style is a little different from prototype in my eyes. Prototype is, the body and this and that. Pro style is, he's a pocket quarterback, and he'll make his reads and things like that. But those are the draft options. Draft options aren't very likely for this team because I am building Kyle Allen. I just wanted to bring him in there and kind of get an overall idea of what we have out there. And as you see, I have Drew Brees as the cover photo because it's all on him. If he doesn't retire, then we're gonna bring him back. If he retires, then we gotta look somewhere else. Here comes the upcoming free agents. So this is if Drew Brees retires. I'm a Patriots fan, so I had to put Tom Brady in there. Tom Brady, there's a 0% chance we get him because if he doesn't retire, he's going to re-sign in New England unless Djax is totally oblivious and just lets him walk, which would be really stupid. But Tom Brady 0% chance, but I would love to have him if Drew Brees retired. Philip Rivers, there's a 2% chance. 2% chance because Key over in San Diego. I mean, over in San Diego, they're in Los Angeles now. Over with the Los Angeles Chargers, was shopping him in the trade block. So I don't even know if he's going to re-sign him at this point or what's going to happen with Philip Rivers. But if he's out there, and we don't have Drew Brees, I might take a gander because we could have him for a couple years and he could be a kind of a bridge to Kyle Allen for us, and that would work out perfectly. I want to try to build him within 2 years, Kyle Allen. But if I could have somebody like Drew Brees or Philip Rivers or a starting quarterback for 3 years and then move on to Kyle Allen, that would be ideal because he's a very low overall, so I have to really build him up. Now we're gonna get into the more likely guys. We got Jameis Winston. Um, the Bucks user was talking about letting him go and moving on from him after our game recently. So, I mean, that 15% chance, it might be higher than that because I wouldn't mind Jameis Winston if Drew Brees ended up retiring. I wouldn't mind him for a couple years, just as a bridge for Kyle Allen. All these guys are pretty much going to be a bridge. Speaking of bridges, Teddy Bridgewater, 73 overall. He actually just got a bump to 74 this week for me. So he's a possibility of us resigning. 95% chance because he's already on the roster. I'm most likely going to resign him. Um, so he's a high percentage type of guy. Case Keenum, 73 overall. I don't know if he's going to get re-signed where he is. I believe he's in Washington. I don't know if they're going to re-sign him. There's a 60% chance that we sign him, but there's other choices that we like more than him, so that's why he's only at 60. Next, we got Ryan Tannehill, ex Dolphins quarterback, and I believe he's in Seattle at this moment. 73 overall, 75% chance of re-signing. Of signing him. I'll like him a little more than Case Keenum. Um, if I had to choose either one, it would be Ryan Tannehill over Case Keenum. That's why he's got a little bit of a better percentage, and I also think they don't want him where he is right now. I don't think there's a need for him, so I think they might let him go. Eli Manning, as a Patriots fan, really don't want Eli Manning, but giving the user his natural over in New York, he kind of plays that realism, and he might just re-sign Eli just to have him as a backup quarterback, or have him one more year before he's ready to hand the keys over to Daniel Jones. I'm not quite sure. There's probably a storyline to it, so it's probably based on his storyline. So a 50% chance because it is up in the air if he'll bring Eli back or not. But that's one guy we would look for. And then Nick Mullins over in San Fran. Don't think the San Fran News is going to bring him back. Possibly. I don't know how he feels about Nick Mullins, but I like Nick Mullins. So if he ends up in free agency, we definitely could go out and try to grab him. So there's an 80% chance there because I do like Nick Mullins. So a higher percentage if he ends up in free agency. But that's pretty much going to do it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the little twist I put on it. Next week we'll talk about some of the deep threat wide receivers that could possibly be out there. It's slim to none in Madden leagues like this, but we'll take a look and see the same kind of breakdown, upcoming free agents, and possibly some deep threat wide receivers in the draft. I'll have to do a little studying for that because I don't know who has that blazing speed or not. But that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. It was a pleasure. Hopefully you guys continue watching, and I hope you're all enjoying the content, and y'all have a good one.